What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing today? Before we get started, there are a few announcements that I want to make. For those of you that entered the giveaway for the World of Ice and Fire book and the Game of Thrones trivia game, those two winners will be announced in the very next video that I release. I have everything packaged up already and ready to ship out, along with the prizes for those of you that won the Twitter contest that I held. That way I can just mail everything out at the same time after I get the addresses from the two of you that won this most recent giveaway. And I want to thank all of you that have participated. Also, I finally decided to make a Patreon account, which you can find the link for that down in the description. A Patreon account is basically a support system for this channel that allows any of you to donate money if you choose to do so. Even if no one donates, it's not going to affect the way that I upload videos to this channel, but any money that does go toward the channel, I will invest that money right back into it. I will be able to buy better equipment so that I can produce better videos, whether that be microphones or editing software or a computer, etc. Anyone that does pledge to my Patreon will also get credited in the videos, and they will also get more content that I will be uploading over on the Patreon. I will be releasing exclusive videos over there. I got some big plans for this channel, so for any of you that do decide to pledge, I really appreciate that. And if you can't afford it, then I completely understand. I never expect anyone to just give me money, so don't worry about that. But enough of that shit, let's get into today's video. In this video, I want to talk about Varys, the Master of Whisperers, the Collector of Secrets, who's almost like the Three-Eyed Raven in a sense. How the Three-Eyed Raven has a network of weirwood trees to gather information, Varys has a network of little birds that stretch across multiple continents. This man is shrouded in mystery, and with his large network of spies, he has obtained knowledge about almost everyone and everything that goes on in the Seven Kingdoms. Now, we don't know a whole lot about Varys or his true intentions and motives, but one thing that does seem to be pretty clear at this point, at least in the television series, is that he is a strong supporter of the Targaryens, and he is on a quest for the restoration of the realm. And as of right now, Varys has aligned himself with Daenerys Targaryen, who he believes can rule the way that it was meant to be, or at least the way that he thinks it was meant to be. But there is someone else Varys is about to cross paths with, who also has the blood of a dragon, and that person is Jon Snow, who will play a pivotal role in the restoration of Westeros. The only thing is, not too many people know exactly how important Jon Snow is at this point, but I think Varys might, or at least know who Jon's true parents are. The truth about Jon Snow's parents has been arguably the biggest theory in the entire story, and for good reason. And I do know that there are a lot of people out there that do not believe Jon's parents are Rhaegar and Lyanna. And if you want to believe that for the books, then go right ahead. But in the television show, they've made it very clear who Jon's parents are. And ever since the Tower of Joy scene happened during Season 6, I think all of us have been wanting to know how Jon is going to find out the truth. Something he has wanted to know his entire life. And I think most people believe that Bran is going to be the one to tell Jon what he saw in his vision that day. Or maybe even Howland Reed, because he was there with Ned, and he did return home with the knowledge that Ned left the tower that day with a baby boy. Or maybe even Samwell Tarly will find this out at the Citadel. Maybe he's going to stumble across a book or certificate that recorded the birth of Jon, or even the marriage of Lyanna and Rhaegar. But I think Varys being the one to reveal this information is just as likely as any of the other ones. There has to be more people out there that assume Jon is not Ned's son. It's very hard to believe that the Honorable Ned Stark would break his vows. And people have to be thinking it's one hell of a coincidence that when Ned went to find his sister, he came back with a child instead. And I wouldn't be surprised if Varys did some investigating of his own, using his little birds or someone else as his lead detectives. Varys was on the small council for the Mad King, who is Rhaegar Targaryen's father. Varys was the Mad King's Master of Whisperers. He was the Mad King's spy master and intelligence agent. Varys knew the Mad King did not trust his son Rhaegar, and he also knew that Rhaegar and Lyanna had ran off together, so I think it's very likely that Varys used his spy network to find out exactly what the hell was going on. I do not think that's too hard to believe. Varys was right in the thick of things when all of these major events took place that eventually led to the story we know it as today in the Game of Thrones series. So I could easily see Varys obtaining the information about Rhaegar and Lyanna's affair, and ultimately the child that they had together. One interesting thing to note, that could just be a coincidence, but considering how much foreshadowing there is in this series, this could mean something. But the very first episode Varys appeared in was Season 1, Episode 3, which was titled Lord Snow. Personally, I think that's a pretty interesting thing to note. But there are many theories out there about how Jon Snow is going to find out about his parents, and I think Varys having this knowledge is a nice addition to that list. Jon would surely believe Bran if he told him what he saw that day, but that doesn't mean the rest of the realm is going to believe what Bran says. And if Sam doesn't find something at the Citadel, then I think Varys could be the one to provide some concrete evidence to prove that Jon is actually a Targaryen. People already assume that Littlefinger may know something about this, and considering Varys obtains information and has a very curious mind similar to Littlefinger's, plus Varys' close relationship with the Targaryens during the time of Jon's birth, I think he is a likely candidate as well. And there's one other thing to mention. I believe it was in the Season 6 History and Lore bonus features of the Blu-ray, where Varys says that he has had access to papers that contain explosive secrets. There's one major event that comes to my mind when I think of that. You be the judge. Comment below and tell me what you think. Do you think it's possible that Varys knows this secret? And will Varys be one of the characters to reveal this and help prove this? Let me know your opinion. I also want to give a quick shout out to the 2 generous people that were so kind to make pledges to my Patreon account already. Kyle's Fukin Chickens made the first and biggest pledge so far. I cannot thank you enough, Kyle. I really appreciate that. And I also want to shout out Britt, who also made a pledge. Thanks, Britt. You've always been very supportive of the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good day, and I'll see you down in the comment section. Bye.